Hi everyone, Oksana here. So if you're watching this video, let me know, say hi. Let me connect on Instagram as well. Okay, if you're watching this video, say hello to me. I'm gonna do live Q&A. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to show up. Otherwise, we're gonna get started. Let me see if I can connect on Instagram as well. Again, if you're watching this video, say hi to us. Okay, looks like I'm connected on Instagram and on Facebook. So we do have Instagram. Hi, Diana, good to see you. If you're watching this video, let me know where you're tuning in from, and we're gonna get started with some Q&A. So if you're watching this video live, I do want to get a little bit of engagement so other people get notified that I'm live, and I'm here to answer your questions. Hi, Joy. Hi, Kaylina. Hi, Lucky Cat, good to see you. Hi, Sonia from New Jersey, good to see you. I don't remember if we ever connected. I know, Diana, you scheduled a call with me this week, okay, to talk about how we can help your son. And Sonia, I don't remember we connected. Oh, we did connect, yes, yes, Sonia, we did connect by your uncle. Diana is from Los Angeles. Joy, it's good to see you. Hello. Okay, so I'm gonna do Q&A. But I'm gonna start with the topic. So if you're watching this video, you can hashtag live, but if you're watching a replay afterwards, we're gonna try to post the replay if Facebook gonna allow us, then you can hashtag replay, okay? Another thing I wanna ask you is what channel works the best for you? Are you mostly on Facebook? Are you on Instagram, on YouTube? I do know some people found us on Instagram because we're really active on Instagram, but we're also really active on YouTube too, and we try to be active on Facebook. So if you're reading a post, make sure that you like or you share so it reaches more people, because Facebook will continue sharing a post on your timeline if you engage with the content. And if you don't engage, Facebook or Instagram is gonna start hiding it and you won't see it anymore. And we actually had a couple of people message us 6 months later saying they haven't seen any of our posts in the last 6 months. Is because they stopped engaging with it. Therefore, you will stop seeing it. And Dana said, I'm excited to speak with you. Sonia, yes, we talked about our uncle. Yes, I do remember names. We do talk to a lot of people. We talk to maybe around 60, 80 people a month. So there's quite a lot of people, but I do remember the names, okay? And Sonia said Facebook, a group member shared your information. Thank you so much for letting us know how you found us. Again, feel free to let us know. Okay, so I'm gonna start with so the topic is you can ask questions and answers. So on Instagram, if you're watching on Instagram, you can ask us questions here. If you're watching on Facebook, you're welcome to ask us questions. So the first thing I want to, hi Madison, Marisol, good to see you. So Marisol on Instagram joined us here. So the first thing I want to talk about is the health of our cells. Let me wave to Marisol. Good to see you, Marisol. Okay, so what I want to talk about is the health of our cells is determine how efficiently and effectively your cells receive the chemical information in your body to help not only reverse autoimmune disease or hormonal issues, high blood pressure, but also diabetes. So the way your body functions, it actually determines how well your cells are working, okay? So we have trillions of cells in our body, and some people can have millions of cells that are sick and they still feel fine. They don't have symptoms. So just because someone feels fine does not mean that they're healthy or what they're eating is creating health. So when someone already has autoimmune disease, what that means is that they have a dysfunctional immune system and the cells are no longer healthy. So when your cells are not healthy, they cannot receive the healing signals from the immune system effectively. So people can have significantly number of sick cells, but they still feel normal until they hit a certain threshold of a certain number of cells that have to become sick for you to have symptoms. So a lot of people ask us, you know, I haven't had symptoms for years, and all of a sudden I feel sick. And a lot of people think that they got sick overnight. But you didn't get sick overnight. You got sick over time, and you collected a certain number of sick cells until you finally hit a threshold when you have symptoms, okay? Does this make sense? So, hi Jay, good to see you. Hi Diana, good to see you. Hi Melissa. So Diana is watching from Central Coast of California. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me know what questions you have. So I'm talking about why do people get sick? So a certain number of cells have to become sick for you to feel symptoms. But it's really different for each person. Some people don't have symptoms until 10, 20 years later in their life. And it doesn't always show up in the blood work. So just because when you were 20 years old and whatever you ate, and whatever you wanted to eat, you ate whatever you wanted, and you felt great, it does not mean that what you were eating was creating health for you, okay? So how do you make your cells healthy? That's a question a lot of people ask us, how do I get healthy if you're sick or if you're trying to maintain your health? So the first thing you need to understand is your ability to heal from a chronic illness is based on what you feed in your body. What you're feeding every one of your cells, the nutrients that they need to be able to do their job. So if you're trying to build, let's say for example, you try to build a house, your cells, they're like the little workers who are going to build a beautiful addition to your house. So the nutrients you give to your body, you give to your cells are the same raw materials that you give to your workers to build a home. So as immunology scientists, so again, our background is immune system. Our approach to health and disease reversal is focused on maximizing the nourishment for your body so that your cells have the right materials they need to do the job that they're programmed to do, including heal from the disease. So the first step is really important to stop injuring your body, right? With inflammatory foods, processed food, sugar, or dairy. A lot of people already removed those food, but also what's important is to stop getting sicker, and then the second step is making sure that what you're doing is helping you rapidly heal the inflammation and create healthy cells in the body. Does this make sense? So healing from illness is not just what you're not eating, because a lot of people come to us, they already removed a lot of foods, but they still feel poorly. But it also matters what is it you add into your current nutrition to help you create healthy cells, but also what's missing for your immune system to be able to function optimally. And that's why people have noticed the benefits when they first change their diet. They feel better, right? They started eating less inflammatory foods. Maybe they removed sugar, or maybe you removed gluten, because gluten, for a lot of people, it creates more symptoms for them. They do feel better, but then they often plateau or they start getting worse again because they didn't fully reverse their disease. So you stop creating maybe more illness by avoiding some of the inflammatory triggers, but your body still did not have enough of the right nutrients and the right amounts to be able to heal at rapid rate, okay? So that's why we do have people with different diseases, kidney failure. We have a client right now, kidney failure, his bond ratio is improving and his kidney function, GFR is going up. But we also had other people with different autoimmune diseases such as arthritis, were they able to get off their medication completely, or people who had organ damage, such as in case of colitis or Crohn's disease. So make sure that you follow our page to see how people are getting better, where we show you indication of disease reversal, which means your symptoms are going away, but also your labs normalize. Okay, that's how you know you're getting better. Let me wait to some people on Instagram here. Hi Erica, hi Jay, good to see you. I think I said hi to you already. Hi Brett, let me see if anybody has any questions. I just paused for a second here. Natalie, good to see you here. Andrew, okay, so let's talk about the first step, Sonia, is to ask, how do you repair your cells, okay, or your organs? Because if people have organ damage, such as with autoimmune diseases, because what autoimmune disease is doing is instead of fighting the viruses or infections, your immune system is attacking your own body. So the first step to repairing your cells is that you stop triggering the inflammation. And what we do is we help people isolate what is it still doing or eating that's triggering inflammation in your body. Because you could eat healthy food that has inflammatory components. Because my sister and I, we look at the inflammation on every cellular level, and we help you identify what is it still triggering your inflammation levels to stay. So the first step is you stop getting sicker, and then the second step is you take your nutrition to the most optimal level to help you start normalizing the immune system, which means in case of autoimmune disease, that your immune system stops attacking itself, and then we repair the damage that's been done. So you really want to maximize the amount of foods that you're eating that are helping you heal. Okay, so there's two steps. First step is you start triggering the inflammation, and the second step is you start repairing the damage that's been done by your disease. Okay, so most people who come to us for help, they already maybe stopped eating some of the things, but they still eating healthy food that have inflammatory component that will help you isolate what is it still causing your inflammation levels to stay. And how do we do that? Is because every day we monitor your symptoms, we review everything you're doing and eating, and we tell you how to make real-time adjustments based on how your body is responding. So every day, including weekends, we see, okay, today you feel this level of pain, and this is what we need to optimize for you, so you start moving in the right direction. But again, we create a recovery plan for each person based on your symptoms, your organ function, your disease, as well as experience helping people heal from the disease, and then we guide you through it. So we do check in every day to make sure what you're doing is working for you, and we help you isolate what's causing your symptoms to stay, but also how to accelerate your recovery until we start seeing improvements. Does this make sense? Hi Whitney, good to see you. Hi Natalie. Okay, so that way there are a lot of foods and actually a lot of diets out there. They tell you they're anti-inflammatory, but when we look at on the cellular level interaction of everything that the person is eating, they're actually still eating inflammatory foods that they tell you, or your functional doctor tells you that you can eat. But also a lot of times functional doctor, they don't tell you exactly what are you eating every day. How do you prepare your food also makes a difference, and how fast you healing. Okay, so does your doctor, do they really know how to fix your immune system so it no longer attacks your body in case of autoimmune diseases? But also are they looking at you every day to make sure that you're getting better and course correcting based on how your body is responding? So this is what I really wanted to talk about, that you need to be able to identify what is causing your symptoms to stay, or maybe what you're not doing enough of, to be able to really start seeing improvements in your symptoms and your labs. So how do you know that you're healing? Is because your symptoms are going away and they stay gone, and also your labs are normalizing, your labs are improving. That's how you know that you're getting better. But most people is that usually is that they either not doing something enough of, or they're eating food that's causing the inflammation levels to stay, and because their doctor gives them outdated information, because they just don't have experience reversing autoimmunity with nutrition. Okay, so just make sure that the advice you're getting is the person who has the results that you're after. So let me know what questions you have for me. Is this live in a group of Facebook? We do try to share it live in both ways. Okay, Mia said that she didn't get notified when we were live. Okay, so I don't see any questions. Okay, I can't see anything. Victoria, do you see any questions? Ian said I'm from UK on Facebook. Victoria, you see anything? Okay, no. Okay, so Jasmine just joined in. Let me see if I can scroll back up. No, I'm not seeing anything. What is it?